Hello, elementary art teachers. Today we're going to make some radial spinners. I use this lesson to teach radial symmetry for my first graders. It's a fun lesson that the kids really enjoy, but the best part is it spins. Everyone loves an art project that is also a toy. The first thing we're going to do is draw concentric circles, and the kids actually love this part. Then we're going to fill each of the circles with a pattern that goes around and around, little spot in the center, and then each circle is going to have a different pattern that goes around and around. Then we add the straw. This project teaches radial symmetry. It's also a good project for pattern, and I also have a standard of movement in art, so we use that as well. So the first thing you need is round white paper. You can use a paper plate. I use pre-cut circles that are sort of a heavy tag stock. You can also use round circles that you can get from a bakery supply, and also round foil takeout containers. I actually came up with this project because when I moved into my room, I inherited a huge collection of heavy round white circles. I needed to come up with a way to use them. Those were the best ones I ever had, but I have absolutely no idea what they were made for or where they came from. So experiment with what you've got and what you can get easily. You do need to consider the surface of the paper in light of what materials you're going to use. So for instance, a coated paper plate is not going to be good for crayons. Might have a problem with markers as well. The uncoated side should be okay. But basically, most anything that's round will work, but you do need something that's rather heavy and stiff because it needs to be able to stand up in a circle. So there's a little cost involved in buying the circles, but man, you do not want to cut all those circles yourself. Next, look around your art room, your house. You may have to cut some templates yourself, but you're going to need 4 to 6 circles to trace. I use 6. You don't have to have enough for everybody. 2 or 3 per table is going to be plenty because they're going to move through them pretty quickly and they can share. So once everybody has a circle, I pass out these pans with the number 1 and I have them trace their circle on their paper. Get your pencil. You need to hold that pan really still. Maybe your friend can hold it while you trace around it. Okay, go all the way around with your pencil. Okay, lift it up. See what a nice circle you made. Okay, see, I want everybody to look at the bottom of your pan. You see how I have a number 1? What do you think you're going to need next? Exactly, you're going to need number 2. So when you're done with 1, you can go up to the supply counter and get the circle that says number 2. All right, take that back, put that inside, and I want you to trace that with your pencil. All right, that's right. You're going to get number 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you could put all the supplies on the table to begin with, but I have them all lined up on a counter and I let them hop up and down, go back and forth. They get really excited about it. It's a fun activity with a lot of action, and they find this drawing of the circles really satisfying. I imagine you've had the same experience of the children being really frustrated that they can't draw perfect circles freehand, so when they have the opportunity to trace and make all those concentric circles, they think that's pretty cool. I always like to encourage using tracing tools because it's going to lead to competency with rulers, compasses, protractors, the different sort of tools they're going to need for math and measuring later. So once everybody has their concentric circles drawn, I'm going to look at the board, and this is not my finest work, but it's the only example I had a picture of. We're going to talk about radial symmetry. My students will have already had a lesson about symmetry where things match side by side, mirror symmetry. So this time we're going to do radial symmetry, and radial means round. So we are going to be matching not side to side, but around and around. So I will start with some circles drawn up there, and then I will ask them to give me the name of a shape. So what shape, what pattern can I put around and around? Circles. Okay, I'm going to put all my circles all around. I will remind them that a pattern must repeat. So if I just put 1 or 2 circles, that's not really a pattern. I have to say circle, 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 circle. And this example is really simple. Sometimes we actually do put patterns on there, circle X, that sort of thing. And also your pattern has to go around and around, all the way around, for it to be radial symmetry. This is sometimes a challenge if they start out doing something that is teeny tiny. So I encourage them to make their patterns big. You can use markers, crayons, colored pencils. You could have them draw it in pencil first and then go over it. I really give them free rein to use whatever patterns and colors they want, but it has to go around and around. When we're all done, it's time to put in our stick. A drinking straw works great. You don't want one with the little bendy things in it. You want a nice, straight, strong straw. Wooden skewers will also work. Pencils will work. You just need a stick to go in the middle. Now, how to get it in the middle? Here's the trick. You're going to have to create a hole. So what I do is I take a push pin to make the initial hole. Then I take a sharp pencil, put it in that little prick hole, and then widen it with the pencil, and then I'm able to stick the straw in pretty easily. If the fit is snug, you can spin it just by spinning the straw. If the fit is a little loose, you hold the straw in one hand and spin it with your other hand. And there you have it. Radial symmetry, patterns, movement in art, and they're leaving with a toy in their hand. Now this kid, it's a little hard to see his pattern because he put the quick sticks over the top, and that is a really bold color, but they're under there. And there we go. 50-minute classes. My kids can usually do this whole thing in 50 minutes. If you want more precision, you could easily make this a 2-class project. Sometimes we add more details and interest by gluing on shiny strips of paper or sequins. You can use stickers or other flat shapes that can be laid around in a pattern. If you're adding anything on top, the important thing is to make sure that it goes all the way around so that it creates uniform balance. And also you're not going to want to stick anything 3-dimensional like pom-poms or something on like that that are just going to fly off when it's spun. So that's my radial symmetry project. Your kids are going to have fun going around and around.